Jay is a serial entrepreneur. He started his agency as a side hustle in 2012, and over the last 8 years has turned it into a full-time agency focused on consulting, coaching, and fulfillment. In 2016, Jay became a CDMP, which is a certified digital marketing professional from digitalmarketer.com. In 2020, Jay and his growing team created the howto.agency website, which is still being developed. This resource is for small business owners who want to learn how to be better at digital marketing or training their staff for that purpose. Jay is also an official digital marketer certified partner agency, the gold standard when it comes to digital marketing, training, tools, and frameworks. Jay loves working with GMA to help his fellow members grow their businesses. If you would like to have Jay teach or speak with your organization, please let them know, and please help me welcome Jay Vitz.
Yay! I hear the clapping of everybody. I hear it. I trust that you're all clapping. All right, well, Holly, thank you so much. I'm gonna move my camera, not from you guys, but just out of my own view. Here we go. And I'm ready to get started. I hope everybody's having a great Wednesday morning. It is Wednesday, right? These days seem to blend. I'm excited once again for the second part of the Digital Marketing Institute. The first one was really, really fun. It was a great time. Had a lot of people register, and a lot of people had some great feedback afterwards. So I am ready to get started. Today we're going to be talking about, and again, if you weren't in part one, part two is kind of autonomous. You don't necessarily need part one to know what's going on today. You don't actually at all. But today we're going to be talking about 5 strategies to start immediately for maximum engagement. It's going to be focused a bit on Facebook. We're going to focus a little more on some 101 level Instagram. And we're also going to go through some statistics because to me, some of them are quite eye-popping. So with that, we'll get started. Holly just gave a great intro about me, but here's some pictures of my wife, Devin, our daughter, Mackenzie, and our 2 fur babies, Juno and Gemma. I am a CDMP, also a certified partner with Digital Marketer. We're going to talk about that more in just a second. If you were on part one and you need to go refill your water, I'm going to go over pretty much the same intro as I did for part one, but some people weren't on part one, so they don't really have the background about who Digital Marketer is. So these are just some things about me. Now, I am a partner, certified partner with Digital Marketer, and Digital Marketer is a company based in Austin, Texas, and they are the world's foremost leader when it comes to training marketing teams, digital marketing teams. Their digital marketing training is world class, and I signed up earlier this year as a partner with them after being a big follower, and also that's where I got all my training from in 2016. And the mission is to double the size of 10,000 businesses, and the goal is by the end of 2020. I don't have an updated number on that, but for me, I'm just glad to be a part of that mission. And Digital Marketer has trained over 126,000 marketers on teams like Uber, HubSpot, The Economist, HarperCollins, Dun & Bradstreet. I mean, you guys recognize these names. These are big names. And the same training and frameworks and tools that I'm bringing to the triad are the same ones that are being used at all these big companies. The digital marketers, such a prominent leader, they actually wrote the books. So everybody knows about the Dummies books, and Digital Marketing for Dummies was written by Ryan Deiss and Russ Henneberry, the 2 top guys at Digital Marketer. Ryan actually started Digital Marketer. And so just know that the stuff that we're going to go over today and anything that I ever do is supposed to bring value. We want to lead with value all the time. I want to provide as much value as possible to everyone here. So if you guys have questions throughout or want to just ask something, I'll try my best to answer it today. And if there's something that I don't have the answer to right now, I will definitely be using my Rocketbook to take notes, and we will get those answered for you. So what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about Facebook statistics and Instagram statistics, and then we're going to get into the meat of this, and we're going to talk about getting maximum engagement on Facebook and Instagram. The goal is to get through the presentation in about 45 minutes and leave, or 50 minutes, and leave 10 to 15 minutes at the end for questions. And if you guys have a lot of questions and we need to go over, I always plan for that. So let's get going. The first thing I want to know is knowing who is using the platforms is really step one. But then you also want to know how these users are engaging with Facebook and Instagram. So the biggest change in Facebook user demographics in 2019, or actually from 2018 to 2019, is that the fastest growing group on Facebook are users 65 and older. I guess called the silent generation. It's before boomers or the silent generation, but they're the ones that are all jumping on Facebook. All right, we're gonna have a quick poll question. I want to try to get this interactive. Again, I encourage your comments and your questions. But Holly, we've got a poll open, and I want you guys to answer the poll of what percentage, well, you guys can see it. Is it YouTube, Facebook, or LinkedIn, the highest percentage of users over $75,000? All right, let me see. Oh, I'm looking at the poll in progress. I'll give you guys 70% voted, 73% got, all right, 76% voted. Go ahead and answer that poll question if you can. It's still collecting responses. All right, 78. Few more you haven't voted in the poll yet. I would love to see you guys click it. I'm gonna give you about 6 more seconds. All right, so looks like 61% of you said that LinkedIn has the highest percentage of people making over 75,000. 26% of you said Facebook, and 13% of you said YouTube. And I'm going to tell you that you've got them in reverse order. So YouTube actually is 83% of high income earners are on YouTube, over 75,000. Facebook surpasses LinkedIn. 74% of Facebook users are over $75,000 a year, and LinkedIn, just 49% of users. So I've had a lot of businesses say, well, I'm, B2B and all the business people are on LinkedIn. Shouldn't I advertise on LinkedIn? Shouldn't my presence be on LinkedIn? And that may be true, but LinkedIn typically is skewed towards the younger user, 25 to 45. A lot of people still in early career, mid-career change, and they haven't quite gotten to that income level. It's really a place to look for jobs and do some networking to grow your career. So I think it's awesome. I'll be honest with you, until I learned that statistic, I would have voted LinkedIn as well. So thank you for that poll. Raise your hand at home if you are actually a little surprised by that. So cool. But Facebook use is definitely prominent among high earners, and that is definitely a platform where your customers are. As a matter of fact, while it might seem like there's an urge to use social media less, Facebook's overall active users continues to increase every year. 74% of 1.62 billion users visit Facebook daily. I believe this number has actually jumped up even higher. This statistic was the end of 2019. I feel like we're closer to 2 billion users on a daily basis. So pretty interesting stuff there. 74% use it every day. Now we're going to go through a whole bunch of stats for you guys just to look at, but 60.6% of internet users, Facebook business you can reach. Their ad revenue, you want to talk about, are people spending money on the platform? $17.4 billion the first quarter of 2020. People are looking for products on Facebook. The average user spends just about an hour a day, and 7 out of 10 adults in the United States use Facebook. 80 million small businesses have a Facebook page, and that's really impressive. But if you ever questioned whether Facebook was worth it for your business, which I think a lot of people don't feel that way anymore, but here's your answer. If you don't have a Facebook page and are promoting your business on Facebook, it's time to get on that train. But here's what might surprise you. Instagram is growing tremendously by US marketers. So, and the reason is that Facebook owns Instagram. So a lot of the really cool thing is you've got a two-pronged approach. If you want to run ads on Facebook, and I'll talk about it in a minute, you can also choose to have them show on Instagram. But here's why. When we're talking about Instagram, 80% of users bought a product because of an influencer. 83% of users discovered a product via Instagram. And the average user on Instagram spends just about an hour. Now, the biggest group of active monthly users do skew a little bit young, but a lot of Instagram users are in that 25 to 50-year-old range as well. So if your audience seems to be not an older audience, if your products or services, if you work with families or children, or where you want to target moms and dads, Instagram's a great platform. Also, if you have a visual type of product, Instagram is an awesome platform to be on. But the bonus is that they're owned by Facebook. So you create ads for Facebook, you can create ads for Instagram in one place. All right, getting maximum engagement on Facebook and Instagram. Here's our 5 strategies, five maximum engagement strategies. The first, use visuals every time. Now, a lot of what I'm talking about is going to be Facebook and Instagram. I definitely feel like if you're not using visuals, you're missing out. If your business is just putting out a text post, well, on Instagram you have to do visual, but on Facebook you're not helping yourself. Visual content goes hand in hand with Facebook's best practices. 87% more engagement if you're using video or images, or even those GIF images that kind of rotate over and over again. And Instagram, of course, is a visual platform. Each post should have something. And even if it's eye-popping or it just catches somebody, a lot of times what you want to think about is engagement. So when somebody's scrolling, and they're scrolling and they're scrolling and they're scrolling and they're scrolling, you need to stop them from scrolling with your visual. So try to create something that's eye-popping, colorful, looks good, matches your brand. And also, you don't necessarily need a lot of text in your ads or in your posts, but you should definitely be using visuals every time when you're on Facebook, as well as what you have to on Instagram. Let's see what's next. Here we go. So a lot of you might not have ever been in my lens method training. I did talk about it on the last webinar. But one of the things we talk about, it's an acronym, and LENS stands for listening, educating, networking, and selling. And what I talk about is that networking, you got to remember, these are called social networks, right? You need to be social, and you need to be able to network on the platform. So one way to get a ton of engagement is don't make it about you. Don't always make everything about you. Talk about other people, goodwill, share what other people are doing. I tag GMA in, every so often when I'm making a post, I like to talk about what GMA is doing and tag them. Why? Because it opens my business up to their audience. So if you have, something's going on in downtown Greensboro or Winston-Salem or High Point, and you've worked with an organization, or let's just say that the High Point Parade or the Greensboro Parade is something that you support or involved with in some way. Maybe you're a vendor, a sponsor, something like that. Well, when those holiday parades come up, tag them, talk about it, share their things, open yourself up to their audience. And one of the really cool things about Instagram is that people that don't follow you can find out about you because of hashtags. So I'm sure that most of you are familiar with hashtags. You see them all the time. And really what it is, Twitter started it, but Instagram really kind of took the ball and ran with it. Instagram hashtags are how people can find out about you. And the algorithm that Instagram has, if they notice that you're interested and you're viewing things by certain hashtags, they'll show you more posts from people who use that hashtag. So one, you can shout out other pages by doing the little @ symbol. You type @ and then you start typing the organization, and it will search for that organization and it will be able to tag them. But also use hashtags that are relevant to what you're posting about. Here in Greensboro, you could just do hashtag GSO, hashtag Greensboro, or hashtag Greensboro NC, because people will look at that hashtag to see what's going on in the Greensboro area. I hope that makes sense. Looks like, do we have a question? No? Oh, we do have a question, but I can't read it. I'll come back to the question in a minute. Let's see. So one other thing we always suggest, there's been tons of studies, and depending on where you go on the internet, everybody has an opinion. Typically, posts that use 5 to 12 hashtags get the most engagement. I've heard that there are a couple of key numbers that 9 and 11 hashtags get the most engagement. I don't know why 10 doesn't go. I don't know why it's 9 and 11, but we typically say that if you're gonna put out Instagram posts, use 5 to 12 hashtags. The other thing we talked about on the first webinar or workshop was that you should create a separate post. If you're using Instagram for business, create a separate post for Facebook. Meaning when you're in Instagram and you go to make a post, there's a little toggle switch that says share to Facebook. It's like also share to Facebook or share to Facebook, and then you can also share to Twitter. If you're using Instagram for for personal use, you're not using your business profile, and you just want to put something up on your personal profile, that share to Facebook button, use it all day long. That's perfect. Go ahead and use it, share the same thing. I do it all the time. The problem is for business is it comes across on Facebook and you can tell it was an Instagram post and the hashtags show up and they don't really look right. It gets less engagement, and also your image size might be formatted incorrectly. So one rule of thumb that we talked about on the first workshop is to keep those platforms separate for business wherever possible. So you can make the same post, but just make the post on Instagram specifically for Instagram. Use your hashtags, use the right image size, square is always good. And then go to Facebook. And if you want to use the same image and the same text, you can, but just create that post on Facebook. So I hope that makes sense. Don't use the share to Facebook option when you're using Instagram. All right. Number 3. Guys, invest in paid promotion on Facebook and Instagram. You can invest, as little as $1 or $2 a day, you can reach a decent local audience. Brands definitely should try to get organic reach. It's actually easier to get organic reach on Instagram than it is Facebook. On the first workshop, I said that if your business page has, well, I think I said 1 million, but if you have 1,000 followers to your Facebook page and you make a post, only 1.5% of people are going to see that post organically. I'm going to say that again. If you have 1,000 followers on your business page and you make a post, roughly 15 people are going to see it. 15 out of 1,000. And people say, why? They follow my business page. Facebook should be showing it to everyone. They don't. It's part, they're focused on who their friends and family, who's sharing it from their personal profiles with their friends and family. That's the kind of stuff Facebook wants to put a higher priority on. So your trick when it comes to Facebook and Instagram for business is invest in paid promotion. I don't care if it's boosting posts or running ads. People always ask me what the difference between boosting posts and running ads is, and I can answer that for you. Boosting post is for short-term maximum engagement on the post, where an ad is a much bigger campaign that can be longer term, and Facebook will keep it really relevant. Boosts, I usually say do 3 to 5 days at most, and really make sure it's a highly engaging post. There's no denying the power of Facebook ads. Based on the numbers I showed you before, 17 billion in the first quarter of 2020. And the cool thing is that when you promote on Facebook, you have the option to promote it on Instagram as well, even if your business isn't set up on Instagram. So if you have a Facebook page, but you don't have Instagram for business, and you go to boost a post or run an ad on Facebook, you can also have that post run on Instagram, and it will just say that it's coming from your page, but it's coming from your Facebook page. So you don't even need to be set up on Instagram for your business. It's a good idea, but you don't have to. So yes, you can also run Instagram ads without being on Instagram for your business, which is pretty cool. All right, now I have a question, Holly, and this one is about hashtags. So Holly, if you can put the poll up, and I forget how we worded it. I can't see it, but I think it was, how many of you have a hashtag that you use for your business, either a custom hashtag, or you just find yourself using the same hashtag for your business, almost so that it feels like yours. I'll give you an example before we go over this. My wife and I, whenever we post a picture of our daughter, her initials are MRV, we use hashtag MRV. It doesn't mean we own a hashtag. It's not like our website or a domain name. It just means that if we wanted to go back, we could search on Instagram for that hashtag, the MRV hashtag, and we could see all those posts that we did. So if you wanted to hashtag small business or SMB, you could then see all the posts that people are making with that hashtag. So it's a good idea to do that hashtag research. But I'm going to check. I want to see how many people of you have your own hashtag or one that you use. That's good. 59% of you said yes. That's awesome. 41% of you that said no, that's okay too. Because the next slide, I'm going to recommend that you create a hashtag and then try to build some community around it. For JVI Mobile and howto.agency, we use the hashtag conversations create conversions. We focus on having conversations with another human and building that relationship. We believe that all B2B, B2C, it's all H to H, it's all human to human, and you have to have a conversation if you want to get the conversion. So we use hashtag conversations create conversions. We also do text message marketing and chat bots and email, a lot of communication. So we're big believers in conversational marketing, and we try to train businesses in that regard. So if you guys don't have a hashtag that you're using in all your posts, you just go ahead and start. Just come up with something and do it. But for the almost 60% of you that do, kudos. That is awesome. It means that a lot of our attendees are on Instagram for business, and that's huge. I love it. All right, I hope everybody's having fun so far. I hope I'm keeping everybody awake. If you guys want, give me, I don't think you can do the chat. I don't know if you could do the chat. Oh, somebody put hashtag visit GSO. That's a good one. If you guys are still awake and having fun, type something in the question box, like a thumbs up or just put the word fun if you're having fun. Let's see if that blows up. All right, cool. Something's happening. I'm probably driving people crazy right now. Holly, I'm sorry for all the stuff coming in. I can't really see it, so I'm glad everybody's having fun so far. How we doing?
I do see a question in the questions box if you want to get to that now.
Okay, yeah, let's do a question before I keep going.
All right, this is from Mark Padal. It said, should individuals have a personal page as well as a business page, or should an individual have both on Facebook?
Okay, Mark, that's a great question, and man, I miss you. I haven't seen you in a while. I hope you're doing well. So that is an awesome question, and I'm gonna give you guys a different way to look at Facebook. We all seem to, and Mark, you were in the like 99% of people that do this. We all want to call our personal profile a page, and it's fine. It's semantics, right? I'm not saying that you can't call it a page. But one of the ways that I try to put it in people's head is think of your personal page. It's a profile, and if you use the word profile, then you can kind of I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I can kind of distinguish it. You have a personal profile and a business page, and when I look at it from that, it is separate. And I do believe that unless you yourself are your brand, then you should have a business page. And the cool thing is, if you yourself are your brand, you can still have a personal profile, and you can make a personal brand page as well. So you should definitely, if you're using Facebook for business, definitely create a business page. And there's a couple different types of pages. Like I said, a brand, a local business, there's a few different options when you go to create a page. I hope that answered the question. If not, we'll have you clarify, but I think I got that. What else do we have, Holly?
Let's see, Lindy with Summit Credit Union uses the hashtag join for the perks.
Join for the perks. I like it. I wonder how many people use that. I think it's cool if you use that, and then you can put it in your marketing material. I like that.
And Robert Yoakley asked, how do I begin creating a hashtag?
Well, you want to know how easy it is? When you go to make an Instagram post, you start with the hashtag or pound symbol, and then you just type something after it, and you don't put spaces. It's always a good idea to capitalize the first letter of each word. It makes it a little bit easier to read, but that's it. All you really have to do is just use a hashtag, and there's really nothing to create. Hashtags are simple. There's no magic, or there's a lot of magic science and algorithms in it, but you don't have to like go register a hashtag or do anything. Just make a post and then put that pound symbol before it, that hashtag, and use it in your post. And if you can see on my graphic at the bottom, you'll see it makes it blue. So if somebody were reading that post and they saw this post on Instagram and they clicked on this hashtag conversations create conversions, it's going to show, Instagram's going to take you to their search basically, and you're searching by everybody who's used that hashtag. So I hope that answers your question. It's simple. There's nothing really you have to do except type it into your either the first comment box or in the actual message you're putting out there. Cool.
Let's see. Judy Thomas says, can I hashtag my email?
You could. I don't necessarily. You could in theory do it, although when you put the dot in, I'm not sure that the dot is going to work in the hashtag. So I don't. That's a good question. I wouldn't. You can put your email up in your profile, as a link or a link to your website. I wouldn't hashtag your email. I definitely try to keep hashtags are searchable. So unless you think somebody's going to be on Instagram and they want to search your email on Instagram, it probably doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So I would probably lean towards no, but that's a good question. I would think of something more along the lines of something industry related, your industry related, or something that's going to be um, a value to your customers, or things that they might be thinking of or looking for. Hope that.
What about hashtags on Facebook?
Yeah, you can use hashtags on Facebook. It's not as prominent as on Instagram. People do use them and they are searchable. So if you see a hashtag on Facebook, you can click on it and see other hashtags that people are using. Facebook has been really trying to make hashtagging a more prominent part of their platform. It just hasn't quite taken off. Most of the time when you see hashtags on Facebook, it's because somebody wants to say this funny saying and they make like this long string, this sentence out of a hashtag. But a lot of times when you see them, it's because somebody posted it originally on Instagram and they did that little toggle switch to share it on Facebook as well, and it moves those hashtags over to Facebook as well. You can definitely do it. There's nothing wrong with putting hashtags on Facebook. It just isn't it isn't the most prominent part of their platform as much as it is on Instagram or Twitter. All right.
And I've got one more comment. Hope I'm saying your name right. Cherie Myers says it's helpful to research hashtags you create to see if it's in use by others and how it's being used by others.
I love that. That is so true. There are a handful of websites out there that do nothing but hashtag research. If you do a quick Google search for hashtag research, you'll find some are paid services, some are free services, but you can actually see how many times people have used that hashtag, what's popular. There's also, excuse me, there's also sites where you can type in a hashtag and it'll tell you if you're likely to get found for that hashtag, or if it's just going to get buried because there's millions of other people using it, or if it's if it's not enough people using it, there might not be enough searches for it. So there's a ton of ways you can do hashtag research. That is critically important, and it probably could have been included on this slide, and it would have made sense there. So thank you so much for pointing that out. But yeah, if you guys Google hashtag research or Instagram, the best Instagram hashtags, you'll get tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of results. And there are lots of, I'm going to take a sip of water, guys. My throat is scratchy. So bear with me, excuse me. All right. Yeah, so research your hashtags and you can find out some that other people use. I know other people use conversations create conversions as well, which is good. It's almost like if you have direct competition, I don't necessarily look at hashtags as competition, but think about it in business. If you were trying to launch a business, or you're in a business and you're really trying to validate whether it's viable or if your idea is good, one of the things you're going to want to find out is, are there other people selling this product or service? Because if nobody else is and you're bringing this product or service to market, you don't have anything to know if it's going to be viable or if it's a great idea. You typically would want to know that there's direct competition, or that the industry is, there's a lot of customers, so that when you bring your product to market, if you're good at marketing it, there's people out there that'll buy it. Hashtags the same way. If you're creating a hashtag that's so unique and so random that nobody's using it, it's going to be hard to get noticed for it. Now, locally, like we were talking about earlier, you can try to build a community around it. If you're going to use that hashtag in all of your marketing materials, your print, your web, you're getting that hashtag out there. Then as you get customers and you get followers, you can encourage them to use that hashtag in a contest or in some type of way. But then once you have this community, people will start using that hashtag. Our community and our family is two, and it's my wife and I, and we use hashtag MRV. And we're working on growing that community to get the grandparents to start using it too. Cool, I'm gonna keep going so that we don't get too slow, but if the questions have been awesome, keep them coming. I'm glad to know that you guys are engaged. Makes me happy to see that we're keeping attendees on board and they're not bored. So we're gonna keep going. All right, so number 5 of our 5 strategies are discounts and giveaways are some of the most used tactics right now. So if you want to enhance your marketing skills, get more traffic on your account, you need to use coupons and discounts. Contests are good too, but it will boost your engagement rate on your profile and your Instagram will become more active. So people definitely get more interested, invest more in their brand. It can attract audiences willing to purchase what you have to sell. And if you can make that image like a GIF, if you guys don't know what a GIF is, just ask it in the question. Say, hey, can you tell me what a GIF is? I'll tell you right now without you asking the question. It's one of those images that it lasts about 2 or 3 seconds and it just continues to repeat. You've seen them. They have like you know, some Steve Harvey ones, and there's millions of them. But they loop over and over again, and they're kind of silly. Those are GIFs, but there's motion, so it catches people's eyes. Remember going back to the first strategy about using visuals. You need to stop. People are just scrolling. Scroll, scroll, scroll. You need to stop them. So if you can stop them with a movable image, a GIF, and put a promotional code or some type of offer on that post, you'll definitely start to see more engagement. So coupons, discounts, it's a great way. Put the dates on there when it expires by. That's a great way to drive some more engagement. And if you can do a contest on Instagram as well, getting people to comment or take an action, even better. Do you think about Instagram now is where Facebook was maybe 5 years ago for business, where the algorithm favors, Facebook's algorithm favors engagement too, but Instagram's, you don't have to worry about the forbidden words. You can tell people to tag, comment, and they won't penalize you. Facebook, if you use the word tag or comment or share, Facebook doesn't like that. Instagram, even though they're owned by Facebook, Instagram and their algorithm, they're not penalizing people for using those words. So you don't have to be as creative. The last workshop we did, I talked about being creative. Instead of saying tag a person, we would say like tell somebody, or if you want to make somebody comment, you'd say tell us below. You wouldn't use the word comment. So those are just some little tips and tricks. Well, that's my 5 strategies, but wait, I told you guys I want to bring you value. I'm losing my voice. I want to bring you value. And I thought, why stop at 5? Let's do some more. If you guys are ready for 3 more engagement tactics, say yes in the comments or question box. All right, and we'll look. Oh, okay, I see some yeses. I see some yeses and sures. All right, cool. So I've got some more for you. All right, number 6, get more people involved. What do I mean by that? Well, get your friends and family, employees, and customers involved in your social media, in your Instagram marketing. Make sure that they're sharing and reposting things. Even on Facebook, for sure. We talked about this on a graphic I had on the last workshop too, where we did that 1,000 fans and 15 are going to see it, but we talked about whether we were doing 1 million fans and how little, 1.5% are going to see that. And then, but if you can find these followers, like your employees, colleagues, family members, customers, if you can get them to share your post, all you need is 150. If you have a million followers to your Facebook page, and you have 150 advocates that'll share your post, you will get more reach if the 150 people share your post than will naturally see it if you just put a post with 1 million followers. because Facebook is gonna, if your friends and family and employees share your business posts on their personal profile, that more people in their network are gonna see it, and their friends network, because Facebook would rather show stuff that they share and stuff that they post over showing what your business has to offer. And you're opening yourself up to a bigger network. I can't tell you how many times I liked a page because a friend liked the page or posted something from that page, right? And on Instagram, kind of the same way. You want people to repost, you want people to comment, get them involved. As a matter of fact, if you've got a great employee or a really cool customer, you have to be trusting of this, let them take it over for a day. Say, I'm taking over the JVI mobile marketing Instagram for the day, right? And let them post a couple of things that are of interest to them. Get them involved. Make people, I always say, be social, don't do social, right? We want to be social. It's a social network. So get people involved. Another great idea is if you have a physical location for your business, like a retail environment or an office or a store, some type of restaurant. If you have a physical location, I know Office Evolution, that's a great one. You can go behind the scenes. Start your video camera on your phone. We all know how to take a video on our phone, right? And walk around and talk to people or show people cool things. Show people what goes on behind the scenes. You know, I've seen it with bands. Bands and restaurants seem to do this often. A band might take somebody backstage or kind of show them getting set up. At a restaurant, you might take them into the back, into the kitchen. Of course, you want to make sure that that kitchen is spotless that day, but show the chef preparing food or you know, the dining room area or the bar or whatever. Take people behind the scenes. Let people know about your business. Give them that insider access. We all love and crave that kind of, ooh, yeah, we got like this, you know, who doesn't love a behind the scenes or a VIP access or, you know, something cool. Make it fun. Also, testimonials are huge. Get customer interviews. How do I do customer interviews? There are tons of ways. You can just use your cell phone and video yourself interviewing a customer. There's also ways where you can go live, not live, but you can record like your Zoom meetings or a Google Hangout or Google Meet, it's called now. I use a platform called StreamYard, and you can actually record an interview, and then you can kind of cut and splice things or do lots of really cool things with that. But if you can get video testimonials or interviews from your customers and share that, first of all, both platforms love video. Facebook and Instagram both love video. And if it's somebody saying great things about your business, that's awesome. One of the things we've started at JVI Mobile, this should be of interest to many of you, and I would be happy to talk to each and every one of you about this. We started doing a series for howto.agency a few months back called Meet the Experts. And what we've been doing is something called Meet the Local Experts. I put local in parentheses. And what we do is we go live on our Facebook page, and the person I'm interviewing, we go live on their page, and we interview that person about their own business. I throw some softball questions at them, they answer it, and then they get the video. And I don't charge anybody to do it. So if you want a free live interview that you can keep forever, get the MP4, use it on your website, use it wherever you want. I would love to do it with each and every one of your business. If you feel like you're the local expert, let's do an interview and stream it live, and you get to keep the video. It's about 15 to 20 minutes. So it's called Meet the Local Experts, and you can email me if you're interested in doing it. Let me see if I can put, I know I can do this, to entire audience. Bear with me. j@jvimobile.com. There's my email address. If you didn't have j@jvimobile.com, if you are interested in having your business featured online and having a video, everybody's afraid, where do I create video content? The only thing I ask is that I introduce the video and get to talk about me for 30 seconds, and at the end I talk about me for 30 seconds, but Sandwiched in between that is 15 to 20 minutes of just you and your business. So if you'd love to be a part of that series, we've done 4 or 5 of them. Just email me. I'd love to do that. It's great video content, and you can post them on Instagram or share them as an Instagram story. All right, I spent way too long on number 6, but I'm hoping seems like everybody's having a good time. Let's go to number 7. I don't know if you guys, any of you recognize this person. He is not one of my paid influencers. We did this for example purposes only. But the person whose picture there is Eric Almirola. He's a NASCAR driver. And there's a site that you can check out. It's called Intellifluence, intellifluence.com. And you can find influencers. There are people with big Instagram followings, and they will promote or share your posts for, like, I've seen some for as little as $1. Eric Almirola, he'll promote products in a few different niches for about $100. He'll share a post from your business. There's a lot that you can get for just $10, but Intellifluence is a good place to research that. And some of the bigger companies, you know, or the bigger influencers, I should say, will charge, you know, $100 to $2,000. Some of them charge a lot more than that. But the point is, it's very affordable for a small business to get a lot of engagement by collaborating with influencers. And Intellifluence is kind of like a broker. They'll pair you up with influencers, and you can see how big the audience is, what niches that they focus on, and you can kind of partner up and give people the actual post or the link of what you want them to share, and they'll do it. The money goes into an escrow, and then once it's done and verified, then that influencer gets paid. So there's buyer and seller protection on there. But yeah, so full disclosure, we just put the picture of Eric on there. He does promote products. He is on Intellifluence, but I have not paid him to promote a product. This is not a real Instagram post. And you don't, really at the end of the day, you don't need Taylor Swift or Beyonce. You're not going to afford them. Most people can't, but you don't need that. You just need people that are into your niche, and you can pay them. It's really affordable to get them to share your posts and promote what you're doing. So that's really cool, and it's a really good way to get engagement and open your audience up. All right, number 8, and I actually, this one is the last one that of the 5 strategies. This is number 8. Encourage conversation. Ask a question. Make your post, if you have a post, our top 3 ways to schedule Facebook or Instagram posts, or our top 3 tools to create images, or our top 3 places in the Greensboro area to eat, or whatever it is. And it doesn't have to be our top 3 ways, just an example. Then say, what are your favorites? What's your favorite place to eat? What's your favorite image editor? What's your favorite, color, animal, right? It doesn't matter. Just encourage the conversation. It's coming from your brand, and the more comments and the more people engage with that post, the more the algorithm is going to show it to people. And people love giving their input, right? So, drive the conversation. Ask people, what are your recommendations for this? What's your favorite this? Definitely ask a question in your post to get people to comment. I hope that makes sense. And that brings me to questions, comments, and concerns. But first, I do want to tell you guys one thing before I start asking and answering questions. If you guys are ready for more, and I did ask earlier if I could post this link. Post this link in here. I thought I copied it, but I didn't. So I'm gonna get this link really quick. If you guys would love to have another workshop outside of GMA and find out why your business maybe isn't growing as fast as it should, 3 key traits to a scalable business, get a formula and a framework for predictable growth, and really look at 3 main areas of your business to focus on from a digital marketing standpoint, I do I am offering a webinar in November, and it's $97. It's called a Double Your Sales, 2X Your Sales Discovery Workshop. Let me see if I can grab this link real quick without losing everything here. Let me bear with me here. All right, copy this, and I'll post it in the chat. Guys, it's entirely up to you. I'm not trying to twist your arm. If none of you want to attend, totally fine. I don't want to spend a lot of time promoting something outside of GMA, but I did ask for permission. So I'm going to put that link in the chat. So it's in there. If you guys want to take a look at the webinar, yeah, that's totally cool and would be much appreciated. But back to my slides. Now it's time. I do want to answer your questions, comments, and concerns from today. Holly, do we have anything?
I know we had a lot of good questions earlier, so if anyone still has anything, go ahead and type it into the questions pane.
Perfect. Sherry Myers said that one. Oh, the helpful to research a hashtag. Yeah, absolutely. That was a great one. While you guys are coming up with questions and maybe typing them in, can you give me a thank you or a thumbs up in the question or chat if you guys are having a good time, had a good time? I hope it's been interesting. Mark, thank you so much. Mark said awesome content, very interesting. Yeah, I'd love to talk to you soon, Mark, on that. Davina, you are awesome. I can't wait for our upcoming meeting. Cool. Everybody looks like it's been helpful. Really enjoyed it. Kishi, cool. Thanks for being here. Very helpful info. That's good. I wish someone would do it for me. Donna got, well, I think we're gonna be talking. So maybe that's doable. Loved it. Thanks, Karen. All right. Well, you guys are awesome. Thanks for heaping on the praise, making a guy feel good this morning. So looking forward to more workshops. Carrie, thank you. As always, love to work with you and help you. A lot of people I know on here. That's really cool. We've only been in Greensboro for, well, just under 3 years. And it's fun to meet everybody. Oh, Sharon, okay, can you show the first strategy screen again? Sharon, absolutely, I'm happy to do it. Let me shoot back to screen number 1. I don't know how the fastest way to do it except to click back all the way. So let me go, whoops, strategy number 1. Use visuals every time. Sharon, we were talking about is just that, well, on Instagram, you have to use visuals because it's a visual platform, but on Facebook, don't just do text posts. Try to use visuals. Facebook's best practices, they would tell you that they're going to show video or pictures, images more than if you don't. 87% more engagement. Hope that helped. That's the first one. So we'll do a quick recap. Use visuals. Always network with others. Use hashtags. Talk about other people. Shout out other people. Spend some money on the platform. Create a hashtag, use hashtags, discounts, run discounts, giveaways, and contests, get more people involved, let your friends and family share your stuff, tell them to share it, employees especially, get them to share your stuff, go behind the scenes, use a platform like Intellifluence to find influencers, and ask people to engage with you, ask them questions, be thought-provoking and intriguing. Okay. Let's see, awesome content. All right, Holly, I'm not seeing any other questions. Oh, wait a minute. Paisley, what is the best way to get someone to your website or blog? Facebook Creator Studio has changed the styling. What is the best way to alter photos? Those are awesome questions. So in our customer value journey that we take people through, we actually hammer down and figure out the best way to get people to your website or blog. We always say that the first thing you ask, the first thing you want is people to become aware of your brand. And then the second stage of our customer value journey is to get them to engage, get somebody to your blog or Facebook. The best way is to use the big 4. The big 4 are Facebook ads, Instagram, Google, and YouTube, paid traffic. The best way to get people to your website or blog is to buy traffic. You guys can do organic all you want. It's great. It's a long-term game, but if you're wondering why social media is not working for you, you've been posting, I would look at two things. One, what are you posting about? Because if you're just posting about your business and your offer, that's boring. People want something a little more interesting to them. Two, it's going to take a long time. You need to spend some money. Instagram is probably the platform where you could get the most organic engagement because of the hashtag ability. But Google ads, Facebook ads, and again, Facebook ads also include Instagram ads and YouTube ads, or just YouTube videos. Those are the big four, like the four horsemen. Those are the big four to get traffic to your website or blog. Use them. Spend a little bit of money, even if it's $1 a day or $2 a day, and just you have a small audience you want to reach. And it's highly targeted. I was telling somebody yesterday, you could target people who have a birthday coming up in 7 days or an anniversary coming up in 30. So if you have a gift that people get for birthdays or anniversaries, if that's what your product or service caters to, you should be advertising on Facebook. And if you want me to help you with that or answer those questions, email me. I put my email in the chat earlier. So the second question about Facebook Creator Studio, if you want to use that, that's fine. They do keep changing it. I would say if you don't use Photoshop, Canva, Trello, Design Wizard, Usign, there are so many web-based image builders that are drag and drop. You can upload images and they really do a good job. And a lot of these services will resize your images for you. So let's say you want to post something, you want to post something on Facebook and Instagram and even something like Pinterest. You can create an image for one platform, and I know Canva and Trello and Design Wizard, they have a button you can click that will automatically, they call it automagically, resize your image for the proper size for those other platforms. Because all these platforms, you need to do different sizes, right? So that's you can. I would say instead of using the Facebook Creator Studio, just create it in one of these easy image creation platforms and then just upload it into Facebook when you're doing your ads or your posts. Creator Studio is not the most user friendly. I hope that answers that question for you, Paisley. Thank you for asking it. That was a good one. Can I name them again? Oh, the image creators. The one that we use the most besides Photoshop is Trello. I'll put it in the chat. It's Crello. I'll put another one would be Canva. Canva is very popular. I bet you half of you, if you've done images, probably use Canva. Trello is a great alternative. And then another one that I've used and I still have a lifetime account to is Design Wizard. A lot of them you can do a lot for free, but there are paid versions where it gives you like more. Like I think Canva, you have to be on the paid version to do the automatic image resizing. I'm not sure about Trello if you have to, but I might be able to send you guys a link to Trello I don't know if it's still going on, but I do know that they had a lifetime deal where you could pay one price and use like the premium version for life. I'll send you guys a link if it's still going on. I'll have to go dig it up, but I'll get it to Holly. If you guys want that, email me. Just email me. I hope I have a lot of emails, but email me and just say, hey, can you look for the Trello link? Crello. I put it in the chat. The lifetime deal, and if it's still available, I'll send it to you. I'd have to go look at it. Okay, I think I got another question. Karen, I hope that was it. Those were the three that I said, I think. If you advertise on these services, how do they get in touch with you if you can't use your email? All right, Judy, that's a good question. How they get in touch with you is you can actually have it connected to your email. So when you run an ad on Facebook or Instagram, you can put a call to action button. maybe it's a learn more, and that'll take them to your website. Or you can do Facebook and Instagram, you can do these a lead ad where when they click on it, they fill out a little form. But the cool thing is on Facebook, Facebook will fill in the form for that user based on their Facebook information. Another great way is to look into using a chat bot. I talked about that on chatbots on the last workshop. They're very easy to do, and if you email me, I can get you more information on chatbots. I definitely have a workshop that I want to do on chatbots soon. I did send out a video after the last one where I kind of walked people through chatbots. But yeah, you don't need to put your email in the ad to get an email. If you drive somebody to a form, a web form, or a website, or a landing page, or a chatbot, or tell them, now Facebook gives people the ability to, when they click on the ad, to open up their phone call with a number. So you can actually prompt people to give you a phone call from a Facebook ad. That's brand new. That's only been out, I think, a couple weeks. But you can choose that as a call to action. So there's lots of calls to actions, and you can set it up so that you get notified or you get an email when somebody takes that action. So I definitely could go into depth on that one. There's lots of ways without using email. Judy, I hope that answers your question. I hope that helps. All right. Holly, I know we're a little over time now. I'm not seeing any more questions, but I hope everybody had a great time. It looks like we kept a lot of people around from start to finish. What do you think? Do we have anything else that I'm missing?
I don't see anything. Jay, thank you so much for your presentation. Everyone, thank you for attending. Our next digital marketing is scheduled for Wednesday, November 18th. Details are online at mygma.org. You will be receiving an email with a survey regarding today's program. So I ask everybody to just take a moment to fill that out. That helps us plan our future programming. Thank you. We'll see y'all next time.
Take care, everybody. Happy Halloween.